A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark, chapter 11, verses 11 to 26. Passage taken from the Message version of the Bible. He entered Jerusalem, then entered the temple. He looked around, taking it all in. But by now, it was late, so he went back to Bethany with the 12. As they left Bethany the next day, he was hungry. Off in the distance, he saw a fig tree in full leaf. He came up to it, expecting to find something for breakfast, but found nothing but fig leaves. It wasn't yet the season for figs. He addressed the tree. "No one is going to eat fruit from you again, ever." And his disciples overheard him. They arrived at Jerusalem. Immediately, on entering the temple, Jesus started throwing out everyone who had set up shops there, buying and selling. He kicked over the tables of the bankers and the stalls of the pigeon merchants. He didn't let anyone even carry a basket through the temple. And then he taught them, quoting this text, "My house was designated a house of prayer for the nations. You have turned it into a hangout for thieves." The high priests and religion scholars heard what was going on and plotted how they might get rid of him. They panicked, for the entire crowd was carried away by his teaching. At evening, Jesus and his disciples left the city. In the morning, walking along the road, they saw the fig tree, shriveled to a dry stick. Peter, remembering what had happened the previous day, said to him, "Rabbi, look, the fig tree you cursed is shriveled up." Jesus was matter-of-fact. Embrace this God life, really embrace it, and nothing will be too much for you. This mountain, for instance, just say, "Go jump in the lake." No shuffling or shilly-shallying, and it's as good as done. That's why I urge you to pray for absolutely everything, ranging from small to large. Include everything as you embrace this God life, and you'll get God's everything. And when you assume the posture of prayer, remember that it's not all asking. If you have anything against someone, forgive. Only then will your Heavenly Father be inclined to also wipe your slate clean of sins. The Gospel of the Lord.
Reflections on the Gospel according to Mark, chapter 11, verses 11 to 26. Mark presents two stories to express the dryness and barrenness of the religiosity of the people of Israel. These signs express the infidelity of the chosen people to their God. The fig tree that had no fruit when Jesus felt hungry, and the expulsion of the business people from the temple. Both signs highlight the lack of faith among the chosen people. The prophets of the Old Testament had already denounced such empty and barren cult of people honoring God with their lips, but their hearts are far from Jesus. The fig tree full of leaves is an image of the Jewish religion. It looked so lively and in good shape, but they had no fruits. Mark is trying to present the state of the religion of the time. It appeared full of life and thriving, like the green fig tree, but a closer look tells that it is barren. And Jesus even curses the fig tree to express the radical dryness and sterility of this chosen people. St. John says, "Whoever says that he loves God and does not keep his commandments is a liar." And St. Matthew would remind us, "By their works you will know them. A good tree does not bear bad fruit." A religion is useless if it has only prayers, devotions, religious associations, and apostolic movements, but they do not contribute to solving the problems of the poor and the marginalized. It is not enough either to give bread to the hungry, drink to the thirsty, and clothe the naked, but we should also care for the dignity of these people. Jesus' action of disrupting the regular activities of the temple was deliberately provocative. He took on the priestly establishment right at their seat of power. His actions were not directed particularly against crooked dealings, but at the essential requirements for any worship in the temple. By splitting the comments of Jesus on the fig tree and placing them before and after the cleansing of the temple, Mark intended his readers to see the fate of the fig tree as throwing light on the meaning of his actions in the temple. Should people say to this mountain, "Be lifted up and thrown into the sea," it would happen. Mountain to which Jesus was referring to was about the whole religious, social, and cultural system centered on the temple. The previous day, Jesus had symbolically stopped the activities of the temple. Now he was referring to overthrow the whole system. The system had been cursed and had withered radically to its roots. For all its outward show, it had failed to produce fruit, the fruit of genuine inclusiveness.